as Little Kim for Halloween. Along with his wife Gia and their children, the family recreated scenes from Little Kim and Little Cease's 1996 Crush on You music video. While some fans saw it as fun, family-friendly tribute, others criticized it as inappropriate for a child. Now, this raises some real questions for parents. Where do we draw the line with costume choices for kids? Is it ever okay to let kids dress up as adult icons with mature images, even for fun? Are these family moments of creativity, or do they push the boundaries that might be left untouched? Today, I am actually joined by an awesome panel of kings and queens. We have Erica Lewis, author of Faith in Transition, Joe Corley, licensed therapist, mental wellness coach, and educator, Lindsay Vertner, international mindset coach and speaker, and Marlo Layson, TV film producer. So listen, Halloween is over, but the horrors are still going on. And if you haven't seen this, before we jump into this conversation, let's look at the actual video of what happened. Now, some of this does not have audio in it because of copyrights, so don't think that your sound is wonky. But before we also move on, I need to let everybody know that we lost an icon today. And I wanted to take just a few seconds to honor Quincy Jones. If you love music, I don't care how old you are, Quincy has touched your heart some type of way. His career has expanded many, many generations. And I'm sure that we all enjoy his music, no matter how old we are. He was 91 years old. So, sir, into the light, thank you so very much for your beauty of music and wisdom. We will miss you. So now let's get into our content. And let's see this video. Here we go.
So with that being said, Mr. DJ Envy from The Breakfast Club is currently trending all over social media. So I'm like, Lord, what has DJ Envy done now? And what is going down is that DJ Envy decided to share with his TikTok followers, Twitter followers, and Instagram followers a video of his 8-year-old child. I think she's 8 or 9. But she's dressed like Little Kim for Halloween, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play you guys just this snippet. I can't play the whole thing because of the music copyright, but I want y'all to go ahead and watch this. He wrote, "Happy Halloween. We love at Little Kim."
Oh my gosh. Are you guys taking pictures?
No, we're doing a video. She's about to do the whole video.
Oh, listen, I can't take this. Look at this. Oh my God.
Shall I proceed?
Yes,
Yes.
You guys just saw a snippet of that video. I'm going to continue to allow the video to play, but the audio will be muted. And as you see, this is a young girl. She's dressed like Little Kim. He has her in this cutout swimsuit with the fur jacket. Very grown. And so a lot of people are not feeling this. He's currently getting drugged all over social media. The top comment on that video says, "Why couldn't she do an age-appropriate costume? Not to mention, she wasn't even alive when Little Kim was rapping. So did she want this or did you? I don't see a 7-year-old going, Daddy, I want to be Little Kim for Halloween." And that's a really good point. You know, Little Kim was way before this young girl was even thought of. And DJ Envy also has an older daughter, I think who's about maybe 15, 16. And I'm not even saying that she should have played Little Kim, but that would have made more sense. Or even the wife Gia playing Little Kim, you know, as opposed to the young child. And what's very interesting is if you go on Little Kim's page, Little Kim's own daughter. Now, mind you, Rain is Kim's daughter. And even Rain does not dress like that. Little Kim doesn't allow Rain to act overtly sexual or dress overtly sexual. Notice this.
I got so much to say. I just got so much to say, but I'm sure we all do. But listen, I need our family out there. You know, you like to talk to us, and we love it when you talk to us so we can talk back. Do you think this was something that was cool or not cool? I would love to hear our family say that. But for my panel, Erica, I want to ask you first. Is there a celebrity costume you would never just dress a child up as? That. 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 No, seriously, that. Like, what in the world?
like both of my parents were recording artists. My father sang with the Drifters. My mother was the first female lead for the Pretenders. And I mean, you know, as kids, when you're with your parents and they're out there singing and performing, yes, you do see things. Yes, you may go backstage and see something. However, there was a line drawn. I remember going overseas to see my father perform. I think I was about 7. We were in England, enjoyed the show, saw daddy, you like do the daddy thing, and we went backstage, and my mother's like, okay, it's time to go. Daddy will see us back at the house. And I just don't understand where the line of demarcation is. I mean, yes, everybody wants to have that, you know, take your daughter to work day, you know, show your son what you do, get them involved. But this is not it. To show this much skin on an 8-year-old, I mean, her teeth have just grown in. I mean, she's still a baby. I mean, did you see this baby's teeth? She's still got baby teeth. They just grew in. They haven't even settled in her gum line. She is a child. And to put her out here, because the internet is forever. I don't care how much you attempt to scrub it away. It is forever. So now as she grows older, she's comfortable with showing her body. So I always say when people start showing their bodies, so, you know, they're comfortable being naked, that means everybody's had it or everybody's seen it if you're that comfortable. And they have really gotten her started on the road down the abyss. This is not cute at all.
I agree. Marlo, so when it comes to, I mean, I know the answer for Erica now, but when it comes to Halloween costumes for kids, what crosses the line for you?
Yeah, I think that this is it. I don't like blood and gory type Halloween costumes either, but definitely a sexy 8-year-old would be like, where your mama at? If she trick-or-treated at my door. But look, we're going to get into it later because I don't want to go too long in this very introductory portion of the show. But we're going to get into it because this has raised a lot of questions about parenting for me. And I think there's never a harder job than being a parent. If you've never been a parent, you never had to navigate those waters, you don't know what it's like. But this definitely has just got me thinking about parenting and less struggle that comes with it all the way.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to pose that same question to you, Lindsay. So, you know, when it comes to Halloween costumes for kids, what crosses the line for you?
I definitely agree with both of the ladies already. This is not something that I would ever have my daughter in, nor allow her to wear. I don't care how much of a fit she threw. She's 12 and she's never asked to dress as a celebrity. So it makes me wonder, this 7, 8-year-old, what is she being exposed to? Was it you or was it her that actually wanted to be this? These are the type of costumes that I would see back in my college days with the college students dressing sexy, going to the bar, not a 7-year-old, 8,
Right.
whatever she is.
Yeah, I worry so much about our children being online. I mean, even just innocent pictures can be taken, and it has been proven that they're taken and used for things on the dark web. So this frightens me all the way. Joe, I'm going to ask you, you're our male on the panel. You're also a therapist. When it comes to Halloween costumes for kids, does this cross the line for you?
I will say this, across the line for me, it makes me uncomfortable. I mean, I'm of a certain age and I was outside. I was a teenager when Lil Kim was on her rise. So I know exactly what she represents. And that's not a knock against her or anybody that wants to fall in line. But I believe Envy and his wife are of that age too. So they know full well what Lil Kim's placehold in the culture was at that time and what she pioneered, honestly, for a lot of different female rappers to go ahead and feel comfortable doing. But if you know, you know, and there's a little discomfort for me when I watch that.
Yeah, a lot of discomfort for me. Ministry Before Industry says absolutely no excuse or justification for dressing a child like a prostitute. Says a whole lot about the parents. And then we also had Armando who says gives John Benet Ramsey vibes. Now, those of you who don't know John Benet Ramsey case, it was a little girl in Boulder, Colorado. I was in Colorado at the time. was taken by someone, she also was a pageant child. So she would go be dressed up as an adult and be doing cutesy little dances on stage. And they believed that it was actually someone who took her from those pageants. It's still unsolved. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story. I grew up during the time where Nasty Girl was it. I'm a Prince freak. Okay. So I was Miss not Apollonian, clear it up. I was Vanity. All right.
Vanity
I was
Six.
baby, I was singing Nasty Girl every day. But in my room, you hear me? My mama heard me say that one time and said, "What you know about being a nasty girl?" "Nothing, mama. I know nothing. I'm just singing the song." And so that is my experience from being at home and doing my own thing and creating my experiences in my room. But should I ever have come out in anything low cut, my mama knew how to sew scarves in. Baby girl, you're not going out like that. So I have a problem with that. I know the struggle, and I'm sure these ladies can answer this too. You got approached by men at an inappropriate age. And so now you're bringing an 8-year-old into this factor. We're still digging into this. I mean, there is so much to unpack, but I want to just take a short break right now before we jump back in and dig into what this whole thing is opened up as a can of worms. We'll be right back.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I am the proud producer of this show. So I hope that every day when you join us, you leave a little smarter than you came, because that's the point. Otherwise, why are you watching? So if you want to receive notices for when we go live, Fly Nubian Money goes live every single day. That's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't know, now you know. All you have to do is text the word Queens. That's Queens. That's Queens to 87948. That's 87948. That's Queens to 87948. Yes? If you want.
Yes, you want to do that right now. And I hope that you're not late because, we did fall back, or maybe you was a little early. I don't know which one. When you fall back, you get more sleep. But we are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m., regardless if it's daylight savings time or not. Now, I want to dive back into this because this is a little much for me to think. I want to ask you, Marlo, do you think, I honestly think that it was DJ Envy's idea. But do you think DJ Envy went too far dressing his daughter up as little Kim, or was this just Halloween fun?
I couldn't find the post, but actually somewhere on the internet there are credits for the video, and Gia Casey's name is in most of the credits. So while she wasn't there present for that particular scene, we do see Gia in the video. She's one of the girls that she's the light-skinned taller lady, if you don't know who she is, to the right of DJ Envy in his scene. So she actually is the person, right? She actually is the one that is kind of the mastermind behind this. And I've been trying to figure out, like, was she a stylist back in the day, or was she what's her connection to this video? Because why, mama? Why was this? And I'm gonna say this because I just had a moment with the Hot Boys this weekend. Brought myself all the way back to the 2000, mortified my daughter swinging, or as I was singing the lyrics. But I think that there's a way this could have been done that's more age appropriate. I'm all about highlighting hip hop. I'm a hip hop head, will be forever. I'm never gonna shun the culture. But I think that as the parent, right, let's just say this little girl said, I want to be Lil' Kim for Halloween. Let's just say she did. As a parent, your responsibility is to figure out what that middle ground is. Okay, you could be Lil' Kim. Maybe instead of the cutout bathing suit, you wear a bodysuit, right? Maybe maybe you wear a full bathing suit, maybe wear some tights. I don't know, but I think that there certainly wasn't enough collaboration on the parents' part for me. It looks like the parents were trying to keep the strict recreation. I actually thought this was a little person when I first saw the image grabs until I saw the teeth, not knocking the baby, but that's how I realized that this was a child and not like a small adult. Lindsay, don't do that. But I really did think that this was a small little lady, right? I didn't believe that this was a child until I started reading the captions and I get all into it. But I think that DJ Envy is getting a flack because he posted the video, but the wife, we cannot, you gotta, them two are a lockstep together in this, and you can't eliminate her, especially after seeing the credits. And I see that she was involved the most. I think it's just a really bad parenting decision. They're not reading the tea leaves in the room, right? They're not paying attention to what's going on, even though they just had a conversation about all of the Diddy madness on their personal podcast. People don't be thinking, y'all. That's it.
And then why would you do that? Yeah, why would you do that after you did all that on your podcast? That makes no sense to me. Erica, when some fans are definitely calling him out, and I'm sure we're going to be putting up. So I want to, before I ask you this question, I want you to think about this question, but I want to see some of these comments that people were saying. Is some fans are calling him out and they're calling it gross and inappropriate. And I want to know if you think that that criticism is fair, because look at this. Envy definitely deserves donkey of the day tomorrow. And the one at the bottom says that this is satanic. They think, a lot of people are saying that, anybody is an Illuminati, And then Toya says, with all Diddy going on, you choose to put your young daughter out here like this and make Diddy AF DJ Envy. Yes, right. Exactly. And someone said we got to stop forgiving these people. Right. But I have to say that I'm happy to see a lot of the adults come out. I haven't seen really anybody saying that this was cool. So what are your thoughts?
It wasn't cool. It was poorly planned. It, like Marlo said, there was, if she wanted to be Little Kim, I mean, I'm sure that little girl knows who Little Kim is because of what Daddy does for a living. Posters, music, teaching her hip hop. Listen, I'm all about handing down the 90s music experience. I'm all about that. However, dressing up as Lil Kim, I mean, because let's be honest, Little Kim is not even dressing her daughter up like that. And, Cardi B doesn't even let her daughter listen to her music. So we have to understand that there's a fine line. You have to be the parent, yes, no, I'm not your friend, but yes, I am your friend, but I am your parent. This is not good, especially in the day of the internet. I mean, she's got her leg propped up, she's exposed in certain areas. She's making sexual innuendos. This was just poor decisions. As her mother, I don't have kids. I have a ton of nieces and nephews. I don't have kids, but I know for a fact my mother would have lost her mind if I, as a mother, had decided to do something like that. It seems as if her mom is trying to live vicariously through her daughter. I don't know, maybe her mom was a, video vixen back in the day, or maybe she was, a stylist back in the day and she, fallen into the trap of who she used to be. But this was just poor decision making at its best.
Me and this mute button gonna fight. I want to do a little reflection, and Lindsay, I know that you know this era very well. So, we had a lot of people who recreated that photo of Kim with her legs open. I mean, and some of them were not age appropriate. Do you think that this is okay for anybody, or this should just stay in the entertainment world?
For me personally, listen, sex is not bad. Being sexy is not bad. However, it is for adults, not for children. It's for adults to enjoy sexy things and to look sexy if they want to, not for children. So in this case, if her mother was trying to live vicariously through her, her mother could have just been Little Kim and nobody would have had a problem because her mother is an adult. Now, the issue comes with it being a child. One, why is she in this outfit? Now, some might say, oh, well, it's no different than her being in a swimsuit and a two-piece or something like that. But there's a time and a place. Now, as for me and my daughter, she couldn't wear two pieces for a while. And then it was tankinis. And now that she's a little bit older, she can wear two-piece. But it's still at the pool. It's not plastered on the internet for all of the people to see. And then her wanting to be Little Kim. Now, maybe Little Kim is a great personal friend. Somebody in the comments said that might be an aunt to her or something. That's a-okay. She could still put on some clothes. But the fact of the matter is, Little Kim is known for being a sex symbol. She's known for her raunchy lyrics. So either way, you swat the fly swatter, it was inappropriate for an 8-year-old girl to be.
So let's make it clear. He actually had Little Kim on the phone showing her this whole thing. And Kim was like, but she doesn't let her own child do it. Now, I got a comment in that I absolutely think is very interesting. Someone in the and said that so first of all, yeah, anyone in their right mind knew this was inappropriate. This is what I wanted to say. Lawrence said, Envy is too scared to say anything. If he says anything, they'll cry toxic masculinity for being a real dad. I'm throwing that to you, Joe, because you are already shaking your head. What are your thoughts on that comment?
I just listen to that and I'm like, that doesn't really resonate with me. I don't feel like that's maybe the case just because of how excited he seemed to be, like filming it, and then he took a role in it. Like I'm not sure who runs that household. I used to watch The Breakfast Club like all the time, every day, religiously. And then after a while, like Envy became the energy he was putting out became too much for me to take in. So I couldn't watch that anymore. Rather than sit and criticize him all day and every day like I found myself doing, I just removed it from my space. And this is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of stuff he would do that would like really turn me off of especially when him and his wife got out there with all that couples advice they were given. And as a therapist and as a couples therapist especially, I'm listening to that like none of this is healthy. And this is the product of like real, to me, unhealthy unhealthy relationship for them to sit out there and have the entire family in the background doing this and then putting it out for public consumption. Yeah, so I don't know who wears the pants or who's doing what or what the energy is supposed to be like in that house, but it ain't for me. So I just move around.
Yeah, a lot of comments are saying that, oh, he's the simp and everything, but we don't know who's the head of household in that house. Either way, both of them agreed to it. At some point, somebody's going to make the executive decision, but it looks as if they both were in full 100% agreement.
Right.
My daughter just went to a Halloween party. And the mother had a pole installed in her house. Now, what I know of the mother is not a stripper. So I'm sure she uses it for dance, aerobics, all of those good things. However, my daughter was calling me because I was out of town, upset how my husband would not let her spin on this pole. Now, granted, these are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, and she was upset because she was the only one not allowed to spin on this pole. And all I could do was laugh. And she was like, well, Mommy, can you talk to him? Because I wanted to spin. They were having so much fun. And I said, did you ask your daddy why he didn't let you? Well, no, he's just going to say because I said so. Can you talk to? I said, no, I can't because I'm in agreement with your dad. Even though I know the other benefits outside of it being a stripper pole, it was still like, all right, you're 12. You're not going to spin on it. Sorry,
Exactly.
you got to be the parent at some point.
You put your boundaries there as a parent. Now, listen, guys, I don't know if everybody knows, we're focusing on these children being dressed, the daughter being dressed as Little Kim, but there was one of the daughters who was dressed as Aaliyah. And we all know the craziness behind that. Now, whoop, I'm going to take a break and let y'all smoke on that one for a little bit. We'll be right back.
You want to grow your money and not blow your money, as Constance says, check us out at flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, programs, videos, resources. In 2024, there's no reason to be broke when there's information all around us. So get your money right. flynubianmoney.com.
FlyNubianMoney.com. We got all sorts of things there for you to get started on your money journey. Now, listen, we've come to the end of the year, right? it's going to be here before you blink. And if you need to get on the financial path, you need to go there to start getting yourself ready now. Don't put it off for tomorrow. Start today on your journey. So go to flynubianmoney.com. Now, listen, I got a question for you, Marlo. Now, we are outside of this little family. We know what our boundaries are for our families, but how should parents decide what's okay for a costume for kids? And if they approve it, should we as the public, should our opinion matter?
Well, I think we get to have an opinion once you post it on social media, right? Once you go to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Insta, all those places, now I get to have something to say about it. But I think that that decision is made by the parents. That's a decision that's made based on their family morals, based on what they consider appropriate and inappropriate in their family. I don't try to dictate what anybody does with their kids because I don't need nobody trying to dictate what I'm doing with my kids. But at the same time, I think that, like I said earlier, you got to read the room. This is not the time for celebrities to have their kids on Front Street partially nude. I know you mentioned the thing about Aaliyah. Aaliyah was in the video, right? So I get it. Everybody all of these beautiful people that we see on the screen were part of that video in some way or another as a background player. The mom, the dad, all the kids. So I get it. Everybody was involved in it, right? So I don't want to make too much a deal about her being Aaliyah. I don't want to parse it apart because Aaliyah was in the video, so somebody had to be Aaliyah, right? But I think that people don't want the negative feedback when they do something that could be questionable, right? So I'm sure DJ Envy like, oh, y'all all in my business, but you put it out here for us, and you know the nature of the internet is they gonna dissect it. They about to get in your house. They about to dig in your mail and your trash. They about to find everything about you that can substantiate their belief that you are priming your child for pedophilia. And all you had to do is what another very famous family does all the time, take pictures of their kid and hang them in the house. So the fact that you decided to put it out here as internet fodder, thinking that it's cute, not paying attention to the world that we live in right now, it kind of just shows you the bubble that celebrities live in, right? Where even though part of his job on the Breakfast Club is to talk about current events, if you listen to DJ Envy talk, he is not tuned in. Charlamagne being the smartest person on the show is wild to me, but he is. Because DJ Envy just is not in tune, right? So this is, to me, this is just very on point or on brand for DJ Envy's personality. He cares about money. He cares about his car collection. He cares about his personal brand only so that it doesn't affect his money, right? People found out he'd be stepping out on his wife. They hurry up and co-wrote a book together. So I think that this is just on brand for his brand, his particular brand of goofiness. I wasn't surprised that this was his kid. I wasn't surprised that he co-signed it because this is a goofy dude. Like, he just really is. And this is a very DJ Envy type of decision. And shout out to the little mama because she pulled it off. Should she have pulled it off with a little bit more fabric? Absolutely. But again, I'm not that kid's parent, so that's not the decision. That decision isn't for me to make. But my kid know your belly button, what you need to get closed at. And she's 14. And I'd be like, there's so much space between your belly button and the bottom of your shirt. I need you to close that gap a little bit. But I also understand the time that we live in. And all the shirts are cropped, right? It's just, how croppy are we getting in this house? And that is the decision that all parents have to make. How close
I
to the
told you my mama's sewing handkerchiefs in my shirts. I'm just being honest, like, you know, like that is a parental thing. I just know that I wasn't going out of there with nothing going lower than this. I just wasn't going to do it. But listen, is this something new? Is this not something new? Erica, listen, we're talking about little Kim here, but I've actually seen kids dressed up as Marilyn Monroe. So are there certain icons that should be off limit for kids?
You know, I think that is a parental decision. Like if she was going to dress her up, I mean, you could dress somebody up as Marilyn Monroe. Is the kid going to know the history behind Marilyn Monroe? No, but there are definitely pictures of Marilyn Monroe scantily dressed, and then there are pictures of her wearing a cute suit. I mean, there are pictures of Little Kim on the internet. That video, I mean, that is one of her top videos. But then there are other videos. I remember when she first performed on the Apollo, she had on a boa, a black dress, the cutest crop little haircut, and she came strutting down the stairs like, I mean, she was Miss America. I mean, so it's all about the decision making, in my opinion. And I just think this was a bad decision. I also think that people are so connected to social media, and they want to trend, and they want to make an impact, and they want to go viral. You know, with him being a big name like this, with him going viral, I don't know, maybe he gets a check from YouTube, maybe he gets a check from IG, I don't know. But maybe the shock value is what they were looking for to get them to trend. He's also going through a huge federal thing with the other gentleman whose name escapes me, with the housing scam. So maybe he's trying to divert people's attention from that. Or maybe he knows what the outcome of that is going to be, and Miss G is like, well, look, I need to get money streaming on my end so that in case something happens to you, I can have income coming in. Nobody wants to see me, but they want to see the kids. So there's a whole formula of things that are happening here, but it was just a bad decision. So you can dress your kids up to be anybody, but just pick the right thing. She could have worn the red, the blue, and the green wigs. We would have known it was Little Kim. We would have known it was the song. She could have had on a t-shirt that had Little Kim's face on it. She could have done anything, an off-the-shoulder hoodie, anything. It was really, honestly, the trendy thing for that video primarily was the different color wigs. It was the different color wigs because we'd never seen it before. So, I mean, to be scantily dressed, that didn't have to happen. We could have just did the video and the makeup with the wigs, and everybody would have loved it. Even if she just sat, bust up, and just did the whole hand thing, it would have been just as cute versus having her stand at the bottom of a staircase with her leg gapped open in whatever, in next to nothing.
Well, in my personal opinion, it's not just how she was dressed. I'm sorry, I don't like those lyrics. I don't want that coming out of my little girl's mouth. But, you know, once again, I was also the little girl who was standing in my room talking about.
And again, like everybody else is saying, he had to teach her those lyrics.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
That song is not playing on the radio. That song is not. That's not in rotation over at his radio station. He had that. Somebody sat down and taught that baby those lyrics.
Joe, so this brings me to this question. So do you think parents have a responsibility to think about these things that their kids are going to be seen in and what they're being said in the public and then posting them online? Do they need to be a little more responsible, knowing that we have all of these pedophiles out here waiting for this content to snatch for their own purposes?
Right, for sure. They need to be more accountable for what they're doing. Right. I mean, this is highly inappropriate. I don't know any other way to put it. You know what I mean? And for him to have the platform that he has and to put this out for public consumption, I don't know if this is exactly what he wanted for us to be sitting here talking about it. I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm pretty sure there's platforms all across the country right now discussing this. And, that all, having your name being mentioned, there's no such thing as bad press type of situation, if that's what we're looking for right here. But, like I said, I watched that show for a little bit and I saw somebody who, from my opinion, was not emotionally mature and, then put themselves out as some type of relationship gurus. And that right there was enough to make me uncomfortable for me to turn away from whatever it is that they're doing on that show. And it kind of makes me sad in a way to have that platform, because right now, if something needs to be discussed in the culture, like that's the platform that people rush to as if to speak to us. But this is who I don't want to say we chose, but this is who we chose to prop up and highlight when this guy is basically, for lack of a better term, has been displaying weirdo behavior for as long as I can remember. I hate to even be.
So with that being said, Mr. DJ Envy from The Breakfast Club is currently trending all over social media. So I'm like, Lord, what has DJ Envy done now? And what is going down is that DJ Envy decided to share with his TikTok followers, Twitter followers, and Instagram followers a video of his 8-year-old child. I think she's 8 or 9, but she's dressed like Little Kim for Halloween, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and play you guys just this snippet. I can't play the whole thing because of the music, copyright, but I want y'all to go ahead and watch this. He wrote, "Happy Halloween, we love at Little Kim."
Oh my gosh. Are you guys taking pictures?
No, we're doing a video. She about to do the whole video.
Oh, listen, I can't take this. Look at this. Oh my god.
Shall I proceed?
Yes.
You guys just saw a snippet of that
She
video.
was-
I'm going to continue to allow the video to play, but the audio will be muted. And as you see, this is a young girl. She's dressed like Little Kim. He has her in this cutout swimsuit with a fur jacket. Very grown. And so a lot of people are not feeling this. He's currently getting drugged all over social media. The top comment on that video says, "Why couldn't she do an age-appropriate costume? Not to mention, she wasn't even alive when Little Kim was rapping. So did she want this or did you? I don't see a 7-year-old going, Daddy, I want to be Little Kim for Halloween." And
Okay, I'm gonna let that sink in with y'all a little bit because you know what? We had to see that again. I mean, I'm sorry, every time I see it, it just gives me cringe-worthy. But we're gonna get back into this discussion right after this commercial break.
Fly Nubian Money is now on Spotify. Yes. We are on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, you can listen to us. All you have to do is search Fly Nubian Money and we will appear. All of our episodes. Make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and review so other people that come along and are looking for a good show to watch, they'll follow us too. If you are interested in being on Fly Nubian Money, sorry, I don't have any spaces. I'm just playing. If you are interested in being a queen or a king on Fly Nubian Money for the day, please reach out to me. I'm at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@realvirtual.net. Also, if you need help with your business, go ahead and send me an email for that too. Okay. I've said enough. Now back to the show.
Because we do it all, you want to make sure that you come and join us on the panel because these comments are all off the charts. I cannot get them all in today, but you know that means you have something that you want to say too. So we would love for you to join our panel. So make sure that you go ahead and send that email to info@realvirtual.net. Okay, Joe, I feel like we kind of cut you off on the last one. I would love to hear your final thoughts on what you were saying. So please go ahead.
No, I was just going to wrap up by saying that sometimes I feel like we allow things in our culture because people are rich, and we feel like because you are rich and have been successful doing this kind of weirdo stuff, that that's an excusable for this type of behavior. And I think we're all within our right to push back on some of this, and we should do it more often. Money don't make you right. That's all.
I was always taught all money ain't good money. I'm with you on that. So I'm going to share a stat with you, and Lindsay, I'm going to throw this to you because it's very interesting. Social media is often a catalyst for backlash. 68% of parents report receiving negative feedback about their kids' costumes online. And this is just Halloween. This is not just for any other things that we see with parents. So should parents ignore this backlash or should they really take it to heart?
So I think Marlo covered this earlier when she said, once you post it online, you open yourself up. Even if your page is private, we are in the world of screenshots. People can take a screenshot and share it and make it non-private. But once you post something online, you open it up for the world to criticize, to give feedback, to applaud you, or to throw stones at you. So, I mean, in this case, I personally think that we have to get back to parents being parents. There are a lot of people out there that are still parenting their children, but these days we're allowing social media to dictate our parenting to this extent because essentially DJ Envy just pimped out his daughter for what? Some social media followings, for some extra checks. Erica mentioned shock value earlier, but our job as parents is to protect our children from all the things as much as possible. So you are willing to put your daughter in this position for shock value. to steer people away from what you got going on elsewhere. That still ain't leaving, by the way. It's still going to be there once the trend of your daughter dies down. So you did all this for what? I know one of the comments was like, we're giving him a pass. I don't know what Anonymous is watching, but on this show, I don't think any of us are in agreement with DJ Envy. So I don't know where that came from, but none of us are giving him a pass because we all disagree with him allowing his daughter to do this. And who knows where she learned the lyrics from? Maybe she learned them from him. Maybe she didn't, because I can tell you, listen, when I was in 6th grade, one of my classmates taught me I Can Tell by 504 Boys, okay? In middle school. That didn't come from home. And I was singing it, baby.
Well, I'm sure, Nasty Girl didn't come from my mama neither. So I'm just going to say that, yes, they are going to get outside of the home. But I got
The Nasty Girl had a video. Remember, they had a video. We was watching video.
Baby, I was in the room and had all those steps. Do you hear me? All of them.
My mama.
All of them.
We can learn from the world, not necessarily just our house, but our job as parents is to cut that off and shut it down. Like, oh, wait, what was you just saying? We don't sing that. No, baby. You got to wait till you 18. You want to play that song. You want to be who for Halloween? Not till you 18 and older. You want to do that.
I told you, my mama busted in that room, scared me to death. You know how when you think you safe in your room, she said, what you know about Nasty Girls? Nothing, mama. It's just a song. Another stat for you, because this is interesting, because you deal a lot with producing stuff, and you're do the journalism thing. So celebrity influence on children. Studies show that children start recognizing and wanting to emulate celebrities as early as 5 years old. So a survey by Common Sense Media found that 63% of parents are concerned about their kids being influenced by media and celebrity culture, especially regarding mature content. So if 63% are saying this, and these are the ones that are speaking out about this, how can he justify this, other than you said that he may just be doing this for money? But I don't understand why a father, you're supposed to protect your babies, can possibly let his daughter, 8 years old, be sexually objectified with this.
Tone deaf. Those are the only 2 words you need to know. This is the most tone deaf move that a person has made in a very long time, right? Not only is it just inappropriate because it's the internet, and the internet is boundless opportunities for your content to be seen by people who you don't know, who don't have good intentions for you. 2, tone deaf because he lives in a silo of celebrity, right? He has probably handlers and yes men and all kind of people around him that's just hyping up anything stupid because everybody eats off of the stupidity, right? I think that the biggest issue, though, is that celebrities cause trends. Celebrities create trends. And so I'm glad that this came out after Halloween and not before Halloween, because I guarantee you we would have seen more Lil' Kim crush on you outfits by people, because people are influenced by celebrity, good, bad, or indifferent, right? My daughter, my middle daughter, she'll be 22, 23. I don't know who my kids are, y'all. She has a birthday tomorrow, and when she was a little girl, she's always been a Beyonce fan. She's always liked Beyonce. Baby Boy came out, she was about 3 or 4. My girl used to wake up if the video was on the TV. She'd be asleep and she'd pop that head up. If she was standing up, she would emulate the dance moves, but she would be in her own world. And I never had the notion, I mean, this is before everybody was posting everything, but I never had the notion to take pictures of my daughter as she tried to imitate that little cross crop top that Beyonce had on when she was a little girl, because she was just imitating what she saw on TV. The same way I put a damn towel on my head when I was a little girl so I could swing my hair around and like I had long hair, right? I understand that kids are gonna play dress up, but like Lindsay said, it's your job as a parent to protect your child. And I feel like Gia and Envy dropped the ball on parental protection in this case. Yes, the other kids were in there. Yes, the older girl could have been Lil' Kim and it would have slipped through the cracks. We wouldn't have had as much to say about it, but that's not the choice that they made. They thought it would be cute to make the littlest member of the Envy family be Lil' Kim. And we talking about it as a result. So I hope that people do not take this as a note. I hope I don't see a whole bunch of Nicki Minaj's. I hope I don't see any Sexy Reds next year. Not because it's bad, but because it's inappropriate, right? And if we want to get back to these family values, everybody, you look at the comment section and it's so incongruent with what society actually is. I wish people start living up to the standards that they push upon other people, right? Because if you didn't share it, if you didn't do all the things with it to have the conversation so that you then could go viral, we can go viral, then this kind of mess will go away. If you saw that and you didn't double tap it or share it with somebody, it would have fallen flat. But that's not the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast is subcontractors of the internet like to procure content and redistribute it, right? And so I think that we're in a vortex of celebrity culture right now that we have to figure out a way to break ourselves out of. I want to go back to a time when I didn't know what was going on behind closed doors in celebrity homes. I want to go back to a time where they pop out on the red carpet, go do their promotional stuff, and go back to the crib because it's too much.
It is way too much. I believe that puts pressure on people. Everybody's always trying to keep up with the Joneses. Even in your own neighborhood, you want the bigger house. What do you mean she got a new tree? I'm gonna have to put a new tree in my yard. It's just a simple thing. That's human nature for most people. But listen, Black Lexicon said if something were to happen to that child now, their tears would be dry to him. And because you put her out there like that. So you've exposed her to the public in that manner. And there are many people who are just eating that up. And then Deborah Will Wynn said every age group in the music industry has had its over-sexualized issues since the music has been mainstream. Let's even go back to, where Elvis stole his moves, because I'm never going to say that man made up anything that he did, because he didn't. He took it from our communities, okay? But still yet, all the little white girls, so yes, it's all in there. And if you look at some of those juke joint stuff, guys, where people are singing stuff, it's always been there. But we haven't put it out in the streets like it was pretty much behind closed doors, where our parents were like, go and sit down, little girl, you're doing too much. There's been times where my mama has said that, and I didn't have any intention of doing the things that she thought I was doing, but she put me in my place. If adults are talking, you're not talking. You're going to sit down, little girl, with the kids. You had to sit at the kiddie table. So there is something that we are not doing as parents. And I'm not saying every parent, I'm not going to put everybody in that thing, that we have broken down to make it okay. But now I'm going to throw this to kind of a fun question, because this is heavy. We know that. And we've all talked about our own experiences of what we've done when we've come up. So Erica, have you ever dressed as a celebrity? And if so, who?
My mother let me dress up one time for Halloween because I was going to school and they were allowing us to do the trick-or-treat thing. I was 7 or 8, and she said, you will go as what you have in your room. And I took ballet class. So she let me be a ballerina. I have never dressed up for Halloween. Ever, never, never, ever, ever, never. Not that as an adult I find anything wrong with it. I didn't have the experience as a kid to appreciate it. So nope, I've never done it.
I'm a Halloween chick, but it wasn't big in my family growing up. We did trick or treat in the neighborhood, so I always had those little Casper and the princess masks that we had. But when I got older, of course, and then my husband is a Halloween freak, so every year we dressed up like we were Apollonia and Prince one year. Okay, so we dressed up, but age appropriate. Joe, did you ever dress up, and for who? Like, what did you dress up as?
No, I'm not. I haven't had a whole big history with Halloween. So honestly, I can't even think of one Halloween where I wore costume. I think one time I put a couple dots on a white pillowcase and went out as a domino. But that's about as that's about as big as it got. Marlo, what you make of that face? Or I don't know. I don't have a history. I don't have a big history of dressing up, to be honest with y'all. So no, I definitely never went out as a celebrity.
Well, I think I've always liked to dress up, but like when I was coming up with my mom, she put me in the age appropriate stuff. What about you, Lindsay?
Yes. And see, my birthday is October 28th. So it was like a double birthday and Halloween. I like dressing up. I never personally myself wanted to dress up as a celebrity of any sort. If anything, I wanted to be characters. Like she's your queen to be from all of Coming to America. I wanted to be her, but that was still even as an adult. Or let me see, a plumber. I've been a nun, like just different things. They were always the characters. I've been Susie Carmichael from the Rugrats. It was never an actual real life person. And then even with our family costumes, we were Mario, Wario, and Luigi one year, a chef and a lobster another year, Homer, Marge, Bart, and Maggie Simpson. We didn't have Lisa. I ain't got that many kids, only two. But it was still like age appropriate. And like I said, with my daughter, she's 12. She has never asked to be a specific celebrity. She still wanted to be Descendants and a cheerleader or a zombie cheerleader, things like that. What was she this year? I think she was another form of a cheerleader of some sort. She never has asked to be Beyonce or Taylor Swift, or Olivia Rodrigo is her age group of people. So I don't know. To each his own.
To each his own. What about you, Marlo?
Well, I'm in good company because y'all are not the Halloweenies, but I had those same trauma of that plastic Casper, so I'm still not over it. But I do have a friend who loves Halloween. She has 6 costumes a year. So one year I went to a party. She was like, "You gotta do something." So I was a luchador. For those of you who know wrestling, I was Rey Mysterio Jr. I had my mask, I had my belt, I had my tights. I was a luchador once. That is my only claim to fame for Halloween. It was a fire costume. Joe know what I'm talking about because he know what that luchador mask looked like. I was out here with the.
But wait, you couldn't be the fabulous Moolah. Remember, she was one of the female wrestlers.
She was a little old when I came to wrestling, so I had to be somebody that was a little more fly. I ain't have no muscles. I couldn't be nobody else.
Moolah was old when she was young.
I think men would have been running from me if I would have been the fabulous Moolah, but everybody was like, "Oh, I want to take a picture with Rey Mysterio Jr." So I had my belt over my shoulder. I was feeling with real swagalicious. So, but that's my one and only venture into the Halloween.
Well, like I said, our step up came when my husband and I got together because their whole family, we're both from the arts world, and we met at the art school. So drama and music. And so, we made our stuff. And for our child, we made his costumes. One year he was the Riddler, one year he was the Hulk, one year he was the wizard from, Harry Potter, but they were all homemade costumes. So we had full control of what my son was going as at all times. Now, when he was an adult, he went out on some things that I was like, don't post those bitches for mama. It's all right. But he was grown then, right? So it is what it is on that. I mean, but when it comes to parents, I still feel like we must protect our children. But listen, we're having such a wonderful conversation and a very controversial conversation, and I'm loving what people are saying. But listen, because of that, we have a large audience. So if you want to get your brand in front of millions, you need to advertise with us on Fly Nubian Money. We go live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know that because you hear, right? And you also see all of the comments, but we go live in more than one place. We are on many different pages. We have many different platforms, and we have a huge audience reach. So this is your chance to connect with potential clients that are really eager to learn about your business. So don't miss this opportunity. Now, if you want to know how much it is to be an advertise and become a part of this family thing, all you need to do is email us at info@realvirtual.net. And I'm going to spell that info at REELVIRTUAL.net. Now, I want you to put in the subject line Fly Nubian Money ad so that we can send you the ad rates. You know you want to do that now. So go ahead, write that down, jot it down. That email is good for more than one thing. So go ahead and put that down and then reach out to us. Listen, I want to say a couple of people have answered that question as that what they've dressed up as. And Black Lexicon said, as a teen, he was Darth Vader. I love that because I definitely love Star Wars. And then Steve White says she dressed up as Foxy Brown as an adult. So don't forget, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim both came out about the same time, right? So I mean, you must be about our age, right? So now also someone was mentioning the fact about how a lot of people are against Halloween for many religious reasons and things of that nature. Was ever that a problem in your household? I'm asking our family that. And Eric, I'm going to ask you that. Was that an issue in your household? I know you were the ballerina, but was that an issue in your household between religion and Halloween?
Well, Val was a minister. I am a PK. After she left music, she went into ministry. So I think that played a big part in it. But, when I became of age, I made different decisions with a lot of stuff. And Halloween just wasn't on my radar. It just never was. And I went to a performing arts school where it was drama and music. I was a music major and, Arts High School, shout out to Jaguars, is a very small school. I mean, very small. My graduating class was 110 people. So
wow,
it's a very small school, and just dressing up for Halloween just wasn't my thing. But the whole drama department, I mean, you have creative freedom. So yeah, just never became my thing.
What about you, Marlo? Was that an issue in your household?
No, it really wasn't. But we also just weren't big Halloween people. I couldn't wait to opt out of Halloween and not have to go trick-or-treating. I was about 12 or 13 and I wanted to give the candy out. I wanted to see the kids come and give them I wanted to be at the house because that's the type of girl I am. But it definitely wasn't an issue, but I'm cracking up right now because Black Lexicon, I hope you weren't the apple by yourself. I hope that you had the grapes and the banana and everybody else with you. Because if you would walk around as the Fruit of the Loom apple by yourself, sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
You by yourself. You need the whole crew.
But wait, he also said, don't ask why. I need to know why. I need to know why.
Now you need to answer the question. Lindsay, was there a conflict in your household for religious and Halloween?
No, there wasn't. And we faithfully went to church as well. And then even now, I believe in God and I allow my children to dress up if they want to, just have the experience. And it's so funny when people bring that up because you shun Halloween, but then you're doing everything else. So it's like, pick and choose. It's either you for all the things or you're not for all the things. So I don't judge anybody that celebrates Halloween. I say, whatever you do in your home is you. As for me and mine, yes, they can partake, but we're not allowed to do like demons or any type of those type of Halloween's costumes.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you can dress up, just not as nothing demonic or satanic like or anything of that nature.
What about you, Joe?
No, wasn't no issue in my home. Like I said, I was a pillowcase, a domino, and I went out as long as I didn't cost my parents no money, or my mama no money, I should say. Then she was cool, whatever I went out as. So if I, cut a couple of whole legs in a garbage bag and go out as a trash bag or a bag of trash, I'd do that. Whatever I could afford. You know what I mean? That's all I was on. So it wasn't no demonic fighting or religious fighting, none of that going on.
Not in my
fighting.
household either. Yeah. I didn't have that issue, but I do find it very interesting. Like you, Lindsay, there are many that do that, but then, you got skeletons in your closet yourself. So it don't have to be Halloween for you to have that. So we have had a very, very spirited conversation. We have absolutely had a ball listening to some of your comments as well, but it is time for final thoughts because why this hour always goes by too fast. So I'm going to ask for your final thoughts. I'm going to start with you, Erica. Final thoughts and where we can find you.
Oh, final thoughts. Happy harvest season, everyone. Our topic today, this young lady, 8 years old, dressing up like little Kim, putting herself out there. Her parents putting her out there. I think it was just in poor taste. And as parents, just be careful. The social media is just a breeding ground for crazy people, and people follow you more than you think. You think it's your friend that's following you, but it's actually a predator. People are really good out here with duplicating profiles. So you must be very careful about what you expose about yourself and your family on social media, especially being a public figure, because people know where you are more than you think they do. So just please be careful. My name is Erica Lewis. I am the author of Faith in Transition, My Journey to 50. You can find my book and me at faithintransition.com or all over social medias at Miss Erica Renee.
She's in them social media streets. Go on out there and pick her up and go get her book. It's amazing. Joe, your final thoughts and where we can find you.
Yeah, so I try my best not to pass judgment on anybody for any decisions they make. I try to, take in all perspectives. I fall short of that sometimes. This to me was really strange, and mainly because Crushing You came out in like 1996. At that time, I was 15, 16 years old. Envy is not that much older than me. So if you are a grown man, if you're a grown man in these comments, back me up on this. But if you were around and of age at that time, you know what this was. So all I say is if you're going to do stuff like this, just don't insult my intelligence when it's time to get some pushback on it and tell me you didn't know. Because if you was outside in the mid 90s, you knew what Little Kim was, you knew what she was doing, you knew what this video represented. So like I said, just don't play in my face. But you can find me at realuconsulting.com or just type in Joe Corley on all social media platforms. Get my followers up because I need them.
He gave you your assignment. Go on over there. Help him out. Because we all love for you guys to connect with us as well. Lindsay, what are your final thoughts and where can we find you?
My final thoughts are we just have to get back to being parents. Your first job is to be a parent of your child, making sure that they are protected and provided with all of their needs. And then once they're 18, then you can work on being friends. But your kid is not supposed to like you 100% of the time, because then that means you're probably too much trying to be their friend rather than being their parent. And if it was a case where you are vicariously living through your child, you're an adult now. You can do what you want to do. You recreate the Little Kim video. You dress up as Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion or Sexy Red, whatever you want to do, but don't put that onto your children. Your kid probably wants to be Paw Patrol or something like that. Frozen, Pocahontas, Tiana. Like, let them kids be princesses and superheroes and you be the adult things. So my name is Lindsay Vertner. You can find me at liveafirstclasslife.com, where I am helping high achieving leaders to prioritize self without guilt, specifically self-care, self-worth, and self-discipline. Follow me on all the social medias, as long as you spell my name right, Lindsay Vertner, liveafirstclasslife.com.
And we can't let the show go by without wishing you happy birthday, Lindsay, because you had a birthday last week. So many blessings on your birthday and celebrating that in a big way. We love you. And so many blessings into the next year. Marlo, what are your final thoughts and where can we find you? We lost Marlo.
Okay. Here I am. So my final thought is, like I said before, parenting is at your house sport, right? You do what's best for your family. And hopefully you're making the decisions that are actually in the best interest of your family. You're not setting your kids up for public ridicule. You're not setting your family up to be judged publicly. With that said, I this weekend watched the Hot Boys. Like I said earlier, my daughter was sitting there. I was rapping all the rhymes word for word. She was like, "Oh, this is why you don't want me outside." because this is what you were gallivanting with. And it was. And I made bad decisions when I was young. And now as a parent, I can make better decisions. And I think every opportunity is a teachable moment. Like I said, they could have recreated this video with different outfits. They could have kept the schemes, kept the hair, and went with more age-appropriate outfits. But they chose a complete replica because they're not creative. They did it because they lack the creativity to think outside the box and do what is best for their children. So I think it's always a teachable moment. They could have found a better way to do this where it could have been age appropriate, but they dropped the ball. And as parents, we got to try our hardest to hold on to the ball, not drop it, not get it stolen, because sometimes these things happen and you can't get it back, right? You can't, for a very crass term, you can't put the poop back in the horse, right? And it's already out there. And now you got to deal with the internet. Now you got to deal with my opinion of how you run in your house, DJ Envy. And I know that that's not what you want. But if you want the truth, if you want news you can use, if you want to know what these government people are doing with your money and your taxes and all of that, then you can find me, Marlo Layson, on the internet. I create digital media, written video, all the things under my name. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm over Marlo. That's my first name backward, forward, and a little underscore on the end. And that's it. Check me out. Look me up. Give me some clicks. Make me go viral like DJ Envy, y'all.
Yeah. Listen, y'all, there's really no reason that all of us are not going viral right now. We've given you your marching papers. Please go and follow all of us. But that leads to little old me and my final opinion. My final opinion is this. I grew up in the country. And when I was a kid, I thought, oh my God, I can't wait, this country. And then when I got out here in this world, I realized that everything that I went through, everything that my parents taught me, every limitation that I thought was bad was actually a good thing. And I had good parenting and I had love. And I think I turned out pretty okay. And I think I also turned out pretty okay as a parent myself. We must protect our children. Does it mean that I had a perfect life? No, I'm a survivor of many things as well. But without that base and without that guard around me, I would be completely lost. I don't know where my life would have been. So, protect your children, especially in these streets of internet, because when I came up, we didn't have to worry about this. Now this is a totally different ballgame. And you can find me, all of my content at bit.ly/Laura Key Info. And I actually have a really cool budget worksheet out right now. So if you want to get that for free, go on over there to that site and you can download it for free. Now, listen, we've had so many people have wonderful comments with us. We had a spirited talk, but when it comes to children, balancing fun and appropriateness is about letting kids be kids. Halloween should be a chance for them to explore their creativity, embrace playfulness, and try on different personas without blurring the lines between childhood and adulthood. As parents and caregivers, it's up to us to encourage costumes that, help their fun and stifle some of the things that are not so good for them. But it is up to us to help make good choices where they'll feel proud and confident in. After all, there's a lifetime ahead of them for them to be mature. Baby, them childhood years go too fast. So for now, let's keep Halloween in the realm of imagination, adventure, and most of all, the joy of being a kid. So we're going to be here tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to go to our website so that you can download some free resources to get your money tight and your money right. And if you want to be a guest, you can email us at info@realvirtual.net. And hey, if you missed us anytime at all, go on over to Spotify, download us at Fly Nubian Queen, and take us on the road with you. Until tomorrow, be blessed and be safe. Bye.
Iconic villains in movie history, Michael Myers, who is very well known to adults, but maybe not as much to kids. So we asked some parents who were walking by our theater if they wanted their kids to take a Halloween picture, the same way you take a picture with Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. But we told them this picture would be with Michael Myers. And believe it or not, lots of parents sent their children right in.
We're up here. spooky. This is scary.
As one of the most iconic villains in movie history, Michael Myers, who is very well known to adults.